Hello dear students, I am Dr. Binoy Arical, Associate Professor, Department of Commerce, Bhopal School of Social Sciences. The main objective of this module is to introduce you to the solvency ratio. Ratio analysis is an important tool for judging or assessing the profitability position, solvency position as well as financial position of any organization by establishing strategic relationship between the items appearing in the balance sheet, which is also termed as the position statement, as well as between the items of profit and loss statement, which is also termed as the income statement. Ratio analysis also helps in finding the financial strengths, financial weaknesses, credit worthiness as well as operational efficiency of the organization. The solvency ratios can be broadly classified under two heads, that is short term solvency ratio as well as long term solvency ratio. Short term solvency ratio includes current ratio, liquid ratio as well as absolute liquid ratio, whereas long term solvency ratio includes solvency ratio, debt equity ratio, debt to total fund, proprietary ratio, fixed assets ratio as well as capital gearing ratio. Dear students, in the previous module already we have discussed the short term solvency ratio, which is also termed as the liquidity ratio. Under liquidity ratio, in the previous module we have covered the current ratio. The formula is current assets divided by current liabilities. What are current assets? Those assets which are in form of cash or which can be easily converted in form of cash. And current liabilities means the liabilities which the organization has to pay within a very short period of time. Then we have the liquid ratio, the formula liquid assets divided by current liabilities, and absolute liquid ratio, the formula is absolute liquid assets divided by liquid liabilities. As I said, the module in the previous module we have already covered the liquidity ratios. In this module we will be discussing the long term solvency ratio. The first one is proprietary ratio. The formula is shareholders fund divided by total assets. Shareholders fund includes equity share capital, preference share capital, reserves and surplus, and if there are any accumulated losses it has to be deducted, and if there are any fictitious assets it should be deducted. The purpose of calculating proprietary ratio is to find out the relationship between the shareholders fund as well as total assets. Then we have the solvency ratio. In order to find out whether the organization has sufficient assets to pay off the outsider's liability, we calculate solvency ratio. The formula total assets divided by total outsider's liability. The next one is fixed assets ratio. In order to know how much of the fixed assets are acquired by the long term funding, which includes shareholders fund as well as long term liabilities. For that purpose, we calculate fixed assets ratio. The next one is capital gearing ratio. The formula equity share capital plus reserves and surplus, this is the numerator, divided by preference share capital plus interest bearing finance, this is the denominator. The main purpose of calculating capital gearing ratio is to find out the relationship between equity shareholders fund plus fixed cost bearing capital. The next one is debt to total capital. The formula for calculating debt to total capital is total debts divided by total assets or total capital. And the last one is debt equity ratio, a very important ratio in order to find out how much is the debt financing and how much is the equity financing. As the organization undertakes debt financing as well as equity financing, and the organization must have an optimum capital structure. Therefore, the calculation of debt equity ratio is very important. With this example, we will be calculating different solvency ratios. So, they are asking us to calculate solvency ratio from the following balance sheet as on 31st March 2024. In the liabilities, under the shareholders fund, we have preference share capital amounting to rupees 4 lakh, equity share capital amounting to rupees 6 lakhs, reserves and surplus, that is 1 lakh, undistributed profit or surplus, that is 3 lakhs. Under non-current liabilities, we have 15% debentures amounting to 2 lakhs. We have long-term loans amounting to 2 lakh. Under current liabilities, we have trade payables, the total amount is 2 lakhs. The total of liabilities, it is coming 20 lakhs, which includes the shareholders fund, non-current liabilities as well as current liabilities. Then under assets, under non-current assets, we have fixed assets amounting to 16 lakhs, and under current assets, we have trade receivables amounting to 4 lakhs. The total amount is 20 lakhs. So, on the basis of this balance sheet, we need to calculate different solvency ratios. The first one is debt equity ratio. As explained earlier, the purpose of calculating debt equity ratio is to find out how much is the debt financing and how much is the equity financing. Debt means the long term debts which has to be paid to the outsiders. So, as per the illustration, we have debentures amounting to 2 lakhs, long term loans amounting to 2 lakhs, the total debts is equals to 4 lakh. For calculating equity, the formula is equity share capital plus preference share capital plus reserves and surplus. If there are any undistributed profit, it has to be added. In case if there are any accumulated losses, that has to be deducted, and if there are any fictitious assets, again that needs to be deducted. So, in this case, shareholders fund will include preference share capital, that is 4 lakh, equity share capital, that is 6 lakhs, general reserve amounting to 1 lakh, surplus, that is the undistributed profit, amounting to 3 lakhs. The total of the equity or the total of shareholders fund is 14 lakhs. Now, for calculating debt equity ratio, the formula debt divided by equity. Debt was 4 lakhs, equity was 14 lakhs. So, 4 lakhs divided by 14 lakhs, the ratio is coming 0.28 ratio 1. The second ratio that we are calculating under solvency ratio is debt to total fund, which is also termed as debt to total capital. The formula debt divided by total assets or total capital. Debt already we have calculated, that is the long term debts, which included debentures and long term loans. So, the total amount of debt is rupees 4 lakh, and in the balance sheet we have already checked the total amount of assets is 20 lakhs. Assets will include fixed assets as well as current assets. So, for calculating debt to total capital, our formula debt divided by total assets, that means 4 lakhs divided by 20 lakhs, the ratio is coming 0.2 ratio 1. The next one is proprietary ratio. This is also an important ratio which calculates the relationship between the shareholders fund as well as total assets. Shareholders fund already we have calculated, which is also termed as equity. The total amount of equity was 14 lakhs, and the total assets was already given in the balance sheet. The total of assets that comprises of fixed assets as well as current assets was 20 lakhs. Therefore, 14 lakhs divided by 20 lakhs, the ratio will be 0.7 ratio 1. The next, one of the most important formula is solvency ratio, wherein we find out what is the capacity of the organization to pay off the outsiders. It is calculated with the help of the following formula: total assets divided by long term debts. Total assets, it was 20 lakhs, long term debts, it was 4 lakhs. So, 20 lakhs divided by 4 lakhs, the ratio is coming 5 ratio 1, which means the organization solvency position is strong. That means the organization has sufficient long term assets to pay off the outsider's liability. Next one is capital gearing ratio. The formula for calculating capital gearing ratio is equity share capital plus reserves and surplus divided by preference share capital plus interest bearing finance. This ratio helps us in knowing what is the relationship between the equity shareholders fund plus fixed cost bearing capital. The amount of equity shareholders fund is equals to 10 lakhs, wherein we have included the equity share capital, wherein we have included the reserves as well as the undistributed profit. The total is coming 10 lakhs. For calculating the denominator, which includes preference share capital as well as long term debentures, preference share capital plus interest bearing finance, that is equal to 6 lakhs. For calculating the capital gearing ratio, in the numerator we have a figure of 10 lakhs and in the denominator we have a figure of 6 lakhs. So, 10 lakhs divided by 6 lakhs, the ratio is 1.66 ratio 1. The last ratio is fixed assets ratio. In order to know how much of the long term sources of finance are being used for the purchase of fixed assets, the formula net fixed assets divided by shareholders fund plus long term liabilities. So, shareholders fund as well as long term liabilities is utilized for purchasing the fixed assets. So, on the basis of this formula, total amount of fixed assets, it is 16 lakhs, which is already given in the balance sheet, and the total amount of shareholders fund plus long term liabilities, it is 18 lakhs. So, 16 lakhs divided by 18 lakhs, the ratio is 0.88 ratio 1. That's all in this module. In the next module, we will proceed with profitability ratios. Thank you.